Tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good evening, everyone. Last week we talked about adinadana, right? Taking what is not given. And also we talk about different types of stealing, right? Taken from commentaries as well as the Parajika Pali or the Vinaya Pitaka. So on that day, one of the students who was watching live broadcasting, and she asked question. So I requested, I asked her permission. So I think very good question. And then to discuss about tax evasion. Normally last week we talk about tax evasion, right? So I think it's good to reflect. She said, when I was in Tokyo last year, my Japanese friend used my passport to make some purchase so that she can avoid paying GST. I think that's very common, right? So that is what we discussed last week. So she went to avoid GST and she borrowed passport from her friend. I'm in fact obligated to agree because she is a very good friend of mine and has helped me a lot. Normally Japanese people are very honest and very good. Maybe sometimes they may think that avoiding paying tax, just like a GST, right? It is no harm, it's not a big deal. They may think that, right? But according to Buddhist moral principle, it is a type of stealing, right? It is a type of stealing. You are not supposed to do, right? You have to pay the tax to the government, right? So by using the passport from other country, and she bought something to avoid GST, right? So up to here it's very quite clear, right? It's a type of stealing. type of stealing. She said, I allow it. The Singaporean lady said that I allow it with the intention of not claiming GST of my other purchase. Intention of is very important. Intention, right? So that I can offset her portion of GST. Normally, she knows that it's a type of stealing, but as her friend is very helpful to her, so she applied to borrow her passport. Then she bought it for her, but in her mind, thinking that so she will not claim her own GST, right? And I think you already know it, right? So she said, is this still considered stealing? So we have to consider two persons, right? The Japanese friend and Singaporean lady. Which one? You know, as a Singaporean lady, do you think it is a type of stealing?
Yes.
Okay, why? Maybe you give your reason. Because, you know, intention, actually she thought that she will not claim her GST. Okay.
Bhante, talking about tax in most countries, is a revenue for the government to run the country. So paying tax basically is required by all citizens.
Yeah.
Now, in that case where the person take the passport, another offense, impersonation.
Okay.
Right? You borrow a passport, you impersonate somebody. And then basically there are two offenses. As far as we are concerned, we are talking about theft, right? Stealing. So in this case, is it stealing? Of course it is. But then there's another interesting case which I'd like to share is that this is a case in UK. There is a lady constable. She used to work normal hours. Sometimes she worked overtime. For that particular month, she did not work overtime, but they pay her overtime. Right? Then she just keep mum about it, It was discovered that, you did not work overtime, you're not supposed to claim that.
Yeah.
So they made a distinction, yes, it's an act of theft.
Okay.
Intentional, not intentionally. So under the
now
law,
we have to differentiate between two,
right, the
Japanese
law
lady
and the moral application. Yes.
Singapore lady. So of course, regarding with the Japanese lady, she is a type of stealing, quite sure, right? Quite sure. But we are talking about Singaporean lady who borrowed the purchase, but she didn't claim her GST. She paid for it, right? What do you think as a Singaporean lady? Do you think that is a type of stealing?
Basically, you do accounting system, right? All funds must go in and come out.
Yeah.
You cannot put an offset, is it? So on that basis, you don't claim, that's your problem. Right? Yes, because in accounting system, okay, I owe you $1, I pay 50 cents. No, it has going to the books in and
no,
out.
I mean, we are talking about, we are not talking about law, right?
Yes, agree. But the question
in terms
is,
of law, of course, you're right, but we're talking about moral principle.
Yes.
Or ethical conduct. What is ethical conduct? Is it is wrong as a Singaporean lady in terms of moral conduct?
Moral conduct again depends, you see. If she has to pay $2 and offset $3 in her favor, then there's no right, you see. Because she can benefit more than what she has to pay.
Okay.
But is even 50-50 or whatever, then perhaps you may say that, oh well, it's not stealing in that way, you see. Although intention says, but she did not make any monetary gain.
Yeah.
Then you won't know, is the amount the same? That's not indicated.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, no. I think you know better than me in this case. But I just want to discuss about moral conduct, right? What is moral principle? Okay.
At first, I thought that it is not considered stealing. But then Bhante...
Okay, can you increase the volume? Very, very, very soft. Sorry, I need to hear very properly.
At first, I thought that it is not considered stealing.
Okay.
Because there's no money lost at the end. She sacrificed her own.
Sacrifice her own.
Yeah, that's right. But then Bhante, you brought us back to the heart of the meaning of Sila, which is moral principle. So in this case, according to this definition of moral principle, she is in a way encouraging her friend to steal.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I just want to point out that facts, right?
Principle.
So we have the Buddhist principle will be three, right? You do yourself, you steal yourself, and second one is you encourage others, right? But in this case, she is, how to say, actually not in this context. She's not encouraging. She is obliged to do or forced to do. I think the third one, she consent, right? Agree to borrow her passport. And third one, right? Third one. So she agreed to do it. She gave her consent to borrow the passport, right? Of course, morally it is wrong, but she is obliged to do it. So anyway, on her part, so that wrongdoing may not be very, very big, right? May not be very big. Anyway, okay.
For my point of view is that there's two parts.
Okay.
One is she is aware that she is aware that the intention of stealing. So
Okay.
this is one part. Second part, she remorse. So that is second part.
Okay.
Because she feel guilty,
Okay.
so that she offset the portion.
Mm,
So
yeah.
that means she has two conditions now.
Yeah.
And then this is what I feel.
So I agree that she regret and she actually intention, right? She doesn't have an intention to do it to steal it. But anyway, so if we talk about three factors, right? She have to agree it. But anyway, so as a morally the best person, right? So she shouldn't allow to use her passport. In any way, she need to explain her friend. So that is legally not allowed, right? So anyway, even though of course according to commentaries, the intention is very important. But anyway, here you have intention of borrowing your passport. That's also intention, right? But she doesn't have any intention to steal, right? But intention, she has motivation or not very strong motivation or intention to borrow her passport, right? So that is a type of stealing. Okay.
But then if I were her, what we'll do is I'll buy over the item from my friend, right? At the item inclusive of GST. So after I bought over, it becomes mine. Then I go and claim GST refund. Then I sell it to my friend at the amount less the GST. So in a way, we achieve the end, but through a different means. Now, do you consider that then as stealing? You understand what I'm saying?
Sorry,
My friend bought the item from the shop, right?
Your friend, Japanese
I
friend.
just saw the example.
Japanese friend, or
Just now, that's not the example, right?
Okay.
So, what I could do is that if I'm in her position,
Yeah.
I would say, I buy over the items from you at the price that she paid, which is inclusive of the GST.
sorry, I lost the last part.
Okay.
Can you slow down a little bit?
Let's say the friend bought
Okay.
the item, $107. $100 plus GST, $7, right?
Okay.
So she asked me to claim the $7 GST on her behalf.
Okay.
That will become stealing, as you just mentioned, which I agree. But consider the alternative scenario is that when she asked me to claim the GST and by lending her the passport,
Yeah.
I say, no, let me buy over the item from you at $107.
Yeah.
So the item becomes mine, right? Then I
Okay.
use my passport and I claim the 7% GST refund.
You pay 100
and seven to my friend,
$7.
to my friend. Then after that, the item becomes mine, right? My
Okay,
item.
okay.
So I went to the custom and I claimed back the refund of $7.
Okay.
Then after that, I sell it back to my friend at $100.
$100, right?
Yeah. So essentially, we achieve the means of saving the $7, but through a different
But
method.
as a Japanese lady, so if she pay 100,
And $7 because of the $7 GST.
100, I think she will not get back $7. She will not get. No, the thing is, I think suppose $100, right? So she borrowed passport from her friend, buying it, have to pay only 93, right? $93, right? But on her part, in any way, it is a type of stealing.
No, what I mean
Whether
is
your
that,
friend,
okay. What I mean is that I would have I bought the item.
or you were buying,
I buy it, then I sell it to my friend.
or you sell with the $93.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
So
all, it's all
I
right.
mean, we
it's
can
all right.
achieve the same end with a different means, right? I mean, in that
Yeah,
case,
yeah,
we
yeah.
bypass the
Yeah,
moral
So
part. right?
anyway, you're all right. But in other part of your friend, right? There's a type of, I want to say, not even directly stealing, but it's not good, right? Morally wrong, I think. Because she need to pay as a local residence, she need to pay 100, right? So that means even though she is not cheating to the government, cheating to her friend anyway, right?
Because I used to ask my friend to buy glucosamine from US, which is cheaper than what I would buy in Singapore.
Yeah.
So is that a form of cheating? No, right? That's a way of getting the item at a cheaper price through a different method. I mean, through the orthodox method of just buying it locally. I buy it from. I ask my friend to buy from US, and then later on when it comes to visit periodically, he will bring over the item. So it's not considered as a form of cheating.
That means you don't need to pay tax, right, for that item, or you need to pay. So sorry that I do not understand those tax systems.
Bhante, just a clarification. If you buy things as a personal effect, it's not taxable. Even the airport, same thing. You can ask a friend to buy. Ask a friend to buy one whole container, is evading. You buy a few bottles and get a personal effect, that is okay, exempted by law.
Okay.
Personal effect, you have that. The other hand is that you borrow the passport to get away from GST. The intention is really wrong at the start.
Of course, yes.
So it doesn't make any difference, no? Right? Just to get over it. Now the question is I refrain from taking what's not mine.
Yeah.
Now I have to repay. I must not refrain from paying what is required to be paid.
Yeah.
It's the other way around.
The other way around. So I think here we have to look at our intention, right? Our intention. So if we have suppose this morning, I take a book from the Cakkapala, Pali Canon, thinking that I will pay $10 later. Not now. I take it, right? It's not a stealing, right? But thinking that I will pay back later. But if I take it, right? If I take it, thinking that I will take it without a permission, right? Without permission, it is a type of stealing, right? So we have to look at our intention, right? Our intention. So if we are taking something with the intention more stealing, right? Intention more not only stealing but also taking what is not given, it is considered as a stealing, right? Stealing. Okay, I think that is a very clear, very good example, right? Regarding with the one type of stealing, tax evading. I think if you want to be a very good Buddhist, so we have to take into account, right? Even the small portion of rules, right? Okay, so let's go to next topic. This one is a sexual misconduct, kāmesumicchācāra, right? So now we are talking about 3 bodily actions. We just finished killing, and second stealing. Now we are talking about sexual misconduct. So this is for lay devotees, right? Not for monks. So this is from Chona Sutta. He engages in sexual misconduct. So this is definition. He has sexual relationship with the women who are protected by their mother, their father, mother and father, brother, sister, or relatives, and who are protected by their Dhamma brethren, right? So if you look at this one, the age is not mentioned, right? The age is not mentioned. So if the women is protected by their parents, their sisters, brothers, relatives, who are protected by their Dhamma brethren. Here, Dhamma brethren means for nuns, right? For nuns, they are look after each other, right? They look after each other. Who have a husband and whose violation entails a penalty. That means sometime or the government or the king, right, lay down a penalty if you have a sexual misconduct, if you have a sex with that lady, it will entail penalty, right, like this. Even with one already engaged, if someone is engaged, the guy is engaged, if somebody have a sexual relationship with that girl, so that is considered as a sexual misconduct. Even, this is very important, even with one already engaged, right? So that means, so these are just giving the example, right? Example. If you look at all these ones, you may notice that as a man, right, it's talking about for men, right? For women, later I will talk later part. So talking about for men, even with the one already engaged, then that will be sexual misconduct, right? Later I will clarify one by one, right? If you look at this definition of sexual misconduct, I think as a man, I think no way to avoid. But there may be, actually here, the age is not mentioned, right? According to modern context, I think the gay over 80, right, considered as a free. So she, for those who have sex with over 18, that may not be considered as a sexual misconduct, right? Sexual misconduct. So this is what the Buddha taught regarding with the sexual misconduct as usual. Number one engage in sexual misconduct. And second one, encourage others to engage in sexual misconduct and approve for engaging in sexual misconduct, right? As usual, you do it yourself and encourage others to do so. But of course, encouraging others may not be actually sexual misconduct, but that is also a type of wrongdoing, right? Type of wrongdoing. Approve for engaging in sexual misconduct, right? Especially they are human trafficking people, right? So they will commit all these ones. So they will engage themselves in sexual misconduct, and they will encourage others, and they will agree to do it, right? Agree to do it. So I think if we look at this one, immoral conduct, right? Pali is a kāmesumicchācāra. Kāmesumicchācāra. It literally means practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures, right? In sensual pleasures. I think this definition is very important. So later, I think we have to recall this definition, right? Currently, just keep it in your mind. Literal definition of kāmesumicchācāra is practicing in a wrong way in sensual pleasures. So we have a lot of sensual pleasures, right? We're using in a wrong way, in righteous way, right? In righteous way. So this is according to commentaries. It is a sexual misconduct is evolution to commit sexual misconduct. So there are 4 factors to complete kāmesumicchācāra. Number 1, the person must be protected by the guardians, as we have said earlier. father, mother, parents, etc. Right? So the person must be protected by guardians. Number 2, having a volition to commit sexual misconduct. So here, volition or intention, right? With the forbidden persons. Number 3, making an effort, right? Making an effort. Number 4, gratifying in sexual intercourse. Gratifying in sexual intercourse. This one is very important. Sometimes, if you are forced to do it, right? If you do not have gratification, right? So that will not be sexual misconduct. But here, these are 4 criteria. So the most important thing is volition to commit sexual misconduct and making an effort, right? Making an effort. So that's the 4 factors for sexual misconduct. Not clear yet. Later I will clarify, right? Further. So the commentary said that the degree of karmic consequences will be different according to moral qualities or the quality of wisdom, right? Wisdom of the forbidden person who has committed sexual intercourse, right? For that reason, earlier I shared the story of Bhikkhuni Oplavana, right? Did I share? Right? Bhikkhuni Oplavana, she is an arahant, right? So the boy called Nanda, he committed sexual intercourse, or rape, right? Rape. So as soon as he come out from the dwelling, and the ground swallow him and sink into the hair, right? So depending on the moral quality of a forbidden person. So Bhikkhuni Oplavana was protected by brethren, right? So Dhamma brother, right? Dhamma brother and sisters. So to understand sexual misconduct, we need to know 20 women or wives. Actually, this is very, controversial. So when we look at, when we decide who are the guardians, right? Who are the guardians? On which conditions or criteria, right? So we will look at based on commentary explanations, right? Commentary explanations. So what the Buddha said is very general, I will say that, right? Very general, I will say that. So according to what the Buddha said, according to the suttas, the man only after getting married with the girl or with the women, and he can have sexual activities, right? That is the ethically correct, right? As long as the girl doesn't get any permission from, agreement from the parents, right? From the guardians, may not be ethically right, may not be right, right? When we look at the explanation, simple explanation from the suttas, right? So to have a sexual activities, sexual intercourse with the opposite sex, and then one need to officially get married, right? So then only, but of course it's too, conservative, maybe too serious, right? It may not be, I think we may not be interpret in this way, right? So anyway, currently we consider about 80, right? In Singapore, 80, right? 80 is considered as a theft, right? Sorry? 21. Wow, serious, eh? 21. The most of the countries are 80, right? 21 or 80? 80. 80, right? So actually there are some cases, not only in Singapore and many other places as well. So there are many underage sexual intercourse, right? So they will be arrested, right? So they will be sent to jail, right? They will be sent to jail. So anyway, here, if we interpret, just looking at what the Sutta said, right? As long as you do not get permission or agreement from the parents, from the guardians, right? It's hard to say that. It should be ethical way, right? Ethical way. Later we discuss in detail, later one by one, right? So to understand the Buddhist definition of sexual misconduct, so we need to understand not a Buddhist definition, commentary definition, I would say that, right? So Buddhist definition is what the Sutta said, right? What the Sutta said. So the Sutta didn't talk about the age, right? The age. Suppose Visakha got married, so when she was 16, right? 60 years old. So that means the age may not be a problem, but it talk about the guardian, right? Even though the girl is maybe about 12 or 13, right? If the parent willingly agree, maybe it may not be considered as a sexual misconduct. But according to human right, right? If somebody have a sex with the underage girl, right? Or even underage boy, right? So you are breaking the rules, right? Here we have to differentiate between the laws and moral principles, right? Moral ethic. We have to differentiate. So law is always changing, right? Of course, our moral principle also may be changing, right? May be changing. You say something? Oh, 16. Wow. 16. Oh, okay. Thank you. 16. Oh. Mostly 80, right? Most of the country, 80, I think. So anyway, so according to law, right? According to the Suttas, the age is not mentioned, right? Only the guardians. If the guardian agree, may not be sexual misconduct, right? Okay. So this is a commentary explanation, right? So we have to look at commentary explanation with the caution. I think whether you agree or you don't agree, it doesn't matter, right? So we have to carefully look at what the Buddha said, right? What the Buddha said. Parajika Pali mentions 10 types of women and 10 types of wives, right? So altogether 20, right? Altogether 20. Because when the Buddha laid down linear rules for matchmaking is right? Between men and women trying to match, right? Matchmaking. So the Buddha laid down the men do not have to do that. So if we trying to match with the boys and girls, so we are breaking second heaviest linear rules, right? So in that linear rule, the Buddha mentioned 10 type of. I don't think the Buddha maybe. So according to one scholar, even the Pali, Parajika Pali is we consider as a Pali. So there are some elements of commentary explanation, right? Some elements of commentary explanations. Conservative monks may not like to say that, so they will take it as a Pali text, right? Because when I read earlier, I thought that this is a Pali Canon. So when I read very carefully right now, of course I also find it some of the commentary explanation, right? Commentary explanation. Okay, so Parajika Pali mentioned 10 type of women and 10 type of wife. The commentary explains the act of sexual misconduct based on these 20 type of women and wives, right? Based on these 20 type of women and wives. So here, as a man, if a man has sexual intercourse with any of them, so women are unmarried, wife are married, right? Any of them, married or unmarried. If he commits sexual intercourse, he commits sexual intercourse. He cannot have any sex with any type of women, right? Having sex with unmarried man is not sexual misconduct for the first 8 type of women because they are owner of their own sex. So this is a commentary explanation. So we have a 10 type of women, and then the first 8 type of women can have a sex with unmarried man, right? Unmarried man. Sorry? Sorry? It's complicated. Later you will find it. That is just a introduction. Just an introduction. Later I will actually here, roughly you have to know that as a man, he cannot have a sex with any type of women. 20 type of women. 20 type of women and wives, right? But as a girl or as a woman, we have a 8 type of, the first 8. Am I correct? The first 8, we have 10, right? The last 2 cannot have a sex with any type of man, right? So I mean, the first 8 type of women can have a sex with the unmarried man, not married man, right? So I think that is a commentary explanation. So we will study step by step, right? Later it will be clear. Now let's talk about 10 type of women. So keep in your mind, all women here, 10 are unmarried, right? Not married. If you want to know further, you can read 2 books. The book of discipline, PDF number. So this is a PDF page number, right? PDF page number, easier for you to find it. So I have given you the PDF file more, the book of discipline, right? I think that it's good to read to understand Buddhist definition of sexual misconduct, right? Very interesting, very interesting. Another one is a Exposita, the first commentary of the first Abhidhamma book, right? Okay, so all these 10 type of women are not married. So the first one, the women protected by mother. If her mother is protecting her, right? So that means if the mother does not allow, right? So the man cannot have a sex with such a one, right? With such a one. So here also the age not mentioned, right? So I think we have to interpret in our own way, in our own way, right? So let's see at the Buddhist Fellowship Conference seminar. One of the participants asked a very interesting question to Ajahn Brand. So if men and women not get married, so they are friend. They are girlfriend and boyfriend. Within these two, it is all right, ethically all right, to have sex, right? Then Ajahn Brahm said that. So if they are sincere and honest, if they are not cheating each other, it is perfectly all right. That is his interpretation, right? His interpretation. Even though the parents are not permitting to do it, right? But of course, it must be, if we, according to current modern context, so the gay over 16, right, in Singapore, 16 or 18? 16, right? And then she don't need her mother permission, right? According to Singapore context. So anyway, if they are sincere, if they love each other, and then it might not be a problem, right? It might not be a problem. Second one is the father, right? And third one, the parents, both father and mother, right? So actually, the Pali Canon carefully maintain what the Buddha said, right? What the Buddha intended. So if you look at all these ones, and then almost all the gay have guardians, right? Guardians. It might be mother or father, or brother or sister, right? But here is the brother, sister, the relatives. Even she doesn't have any father or mother, right? Brother or sister, she may still have relatives, right? And also another one is the lineage, clan, right? The lineage. So that means if you are a Chinese lineage, Chinese people will look after her, right? If you are a Burmese clan here will look after them, right? So that may be lineage. The Dhamma brethren, Dhamma brother and sister, right? So I say Buddhist names, her sister, right? Her sisters. So altogether 8, right? So what I mean, the first 8 mean all these one, right? All these one. Having sex with an unmarried man is not sexual misconduct for these 8 type of women, because they are honor their own sex, right? They are honor their own sex. According to actually as a girl, right? As a girl, I think it's not a sexual misconduct, but the boy, right? The boy or the man, because she need to get permission from her parents. Otherwise, sexual misconduct, right? But if we interpret literally, as long as he doesn't have any consent from the parents, right? Cannot. If we take it literally, right? I think we shouldn't interpret in this way. We shouldn't, right? We shouldn't. We have to look at all the conditions, right? All the conditions. And 9, women under engagement even before their birth, especially in India, right? Or in China, mainland China, is there any such things? They may have, right? I think they may have, sorry? Or in the last time, right? Last time. Even right now, maybe in the very remote area, maybe still practicing, right? Still practicing. Number 10, women whose violation entails a penalty, right? So that means if you have a sex with that woman, so you will entail penalty, right? Penalty. So that means number 9 and number 10, So they have their owner, right? So they have their owner. For that reason, if a man have a sex, if women, these two type of women have a sex, whether married man or unmarried man, right? It will be sexual intercourse, right? Or such a misconduct, right? Such a misconduct. The 19th, it's clear. The first, number 1 to number 8, so they are owner of their own sex, right? It's not such a misconduct. But for the man, I think he need to follow ethical conduct very seriously, right? Very seriously. The reason is, as you all know that even up to now, man dominated society, right? Man dominated society. For that reason, I think that the rule is laid down. The commentary explain. So for that reason, this is a commentary explanation, right? Interpretation. Any question? Okay.
Can we go back to the previous slide?
Previous slide. Which one?
One more previous slide. Yeah. So, I want to ask a question to clarify. Does it mean that if the unmarried woman belonging to the 8 classes asks the unmarried man for sex, then it is not sexual misconduct?
For the women,
for women, it's not sexual misconduct.
not sexual misconduct. According to commentary, no?
But the unmarried men who have sex with the unmarried woman of the 8th class, he considered
as a sexual misconduct.
Okay.
The reason is those women are protected by their guardians, right? So the main thing is guardians, right? But of course, to have a sex, so you need to get married, right? You need to get married with that girl. But of course, if you have a sex without getting married, just for fun, just for pleasure, it's not ethical, right? Even I think very easy to think it's not ethical, right? Not ethical. But of course, it is not fair for the man.
Yeah, fully agree with you.
It's not fair for the man, right? According to commentary explanation. Because I think that the reason is man dominated, right? A man dominated society. Based on that, they interpret in this way, right?
So you're saying 1 to 8 unmarried women can consent to have sex? Just trying to understand. So that means 1 to 8 unmarried women can have sex with unmarried men. It is not sexual misconduct.
Oh, no. Married man, sexual misconduct, and married.
Sorry, say again?
I mean, 1 to 8, if they have sex with the married man, is sexual misconduct. The reason is the man has an owner, right?
Correct. But if 1 to 8 have sex with unmarried men, yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So 1 to 8 can have sex with unmarried men. It is not sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
I see. So if an unmarried man wants to have sex with 1 to 8, is it sexual misconduct?
Yes. The reason is those girls are protected by parents, etc., right? So to have a sex, you need to get permission. So that means get married, right? Get married. There are many issues here. As you all know that they are the boys and girls, right? Even though without any agreement from the parents, even not before get married, they still have a sex. And there are some couple does not get married, living together, right? So I think there are some issues like this. So I think that for that reason, I think the way Ajahn Brahm answer is very, very, very good. As long as they are sincere, they must have, they must have an intention of getting married, right? Getting married. So I think it may not be sexual misconduct, but some people want to make use of it, right? They don't want to get married. Their intention is not to get married, but they just want to indulge in sensual pleasures. So such one, by looking at interpretation of kāmesumicchācāra, right? Practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures. So that means you don't want to get married, a girl or a boy, and have a sex, right? It's not logical, right? It's not logical. It's not ethical, sorry. It's not ethical, right? For that reason, I'm very often told some of my friends, many of my friends. So for me, actually, as a Buddhist monk, even with the speech, I do not I do not hint the girl, right? It's very important, ethically, very important. So, of course, since we are very young, many of my friends have a girlfriend, even as a young novice, Actually, for me, I told them, without intention of getting married, it's not ethically right? It's not ethically right. For me, from the time I haven't, I haven't told any girl that I left. The reason is I don't have any intention to get married, right? But of course, if I'm distal, if I have intention to get married, then I will say I love you like this, right? Even just for indulging or enjoyment, or just for the enjoyment of mind, right? I think we have to control our mind. So actually, I'm just giving you example, right? Giving you example. So of course, it's easy to tell somebody, I love you, right? I love you. And actually, it's not ethically right as a Buddhist monk, even as a man, right? Even as a man, let alone committing with the bodily actions, right? Even verbal actions, I think it's not ethically right, right? If you have intention to get married. So I think, so what we're talking about, ethical conduct, right? Ethical conduct. So here also, so somebody is living together just for the enjoying sensual pleasures, right? No intention to get married. I think that is not ethically not right, right? If girls and boys, so they are sincere, one day they will get married. I think it's all right to do so, right? All right to do so. So I think we have to look at ethical point of view, right? Ethical point of view. Any question? Any discussion? Okay.
Yeah, we are talking about boy and girl.
Yeah.
What about in instances where, because now there are many, what we call LGBT.
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And there are really, especially in the arts world in Singapore, there are a lot of these artists, these drama performers.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in the arts scene in Singapore, there are many drama performers artistic directors who are gay, a lot of them.
Yeah.
And some of them have actually very good, solid relationships, and they cannot get married under Singapore law,
Yeah.
right? So then, I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name now. It's not.
Any of you know Pinto, or how to say that? Huh? Pinto movement. So all the
Pinto
LG,
dots.
they
Yes,
gather together
yes,
and they
yes.
demonstrate, right?
Yes, correct.
Then I have seen all these, but today not ready yet. So I will discuss next week regarding with the gays and lesbian like this, right? Same-sex marriage. Next week I will discuss about this.
Okay, so next week, yeah, his name, okay, but he's a very good example. He has a very solid relationship.
Yeah.
It's not Glenn Gui, it's some other name. I cannot remember the name. Plus, and he has a Caucasian boyfriend, and it's a very solid, loving relationship.
Yeah.
You see, yeah. So, and they
Well,
can't
that-
get married, obviously, according to the laws. So we'll discuss next week. Okay.
I think that so we have to look at ethical point of view, right? If they sincerely love each other, no, actually it's okay, perfectly all right, right? But next week I will come forward with the same. I still need to study, right? I still need to study. Then I have already listened what the Prime Minister said. Lee Hsien Loong also talk about this, right? But for later, in the next week, I will discuss about this. Okay, any question? Anything? I think it's very good to know regarding with the gay, lesbian, and same-sex marriage. It's very important, very interesting. Because most of the religion, they prohibit, right? They don't like it at all. They don't like it at all, right? They even say that if you say gay, you cannot be member of our religion, right? Like this. Very serious, very serious. And I also listen some of the debate in the in the Europe, especially in Europe, right? Okay. Later I will discuss in detail. So among the 10 type of women, 1 or 8, right? So as a boy, no. As a woman, can. Not fair. But 9 and 10 cannot, right? Because they are engaged, right? They're engaged. But even though they are not get married, but they are, how to say, they have a guardian, right? They are protected by somebody else. They are not owner of their own sex, right? Now let's talk about 10 type of wives. So here, wife brought with the many. So actually, we are talking about for man, right? Talking about for man, right? So if a man have a sex with the wife, bought with the many, it happened a lot in China. Because of the one-child policy, they need a lot of gays, right? That they export from poor country like Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, like this, and they buy with the money. So there are a lot of human trafficking, right? They're very bad, I think. They're very bad. So even though you are having sex with the wife, bought with the money, it's considered as a sexual misconduct, right? But of course, the wife also belong to that person, right? If she have a sex with the other man, it's a sexual misconduct, right? Sexual misconduct. Number 2, wife who came and stay at home through her own free will. Maybe because she does not get consent from her parents, right? From her parents. So that is she come and stay through her free will, right? So even such a wife cannot have sex, right? Maybe we can consider as a cohabitation, right? Living together. That if somebody is living with somebody else, another man cannot have sex, right? Because ethically it's not right, right? Because it belongs to that person. So if one person is having sex with many women and many men, right? Ethically it's not right, right? Ethically it's not right. Number 3, wife who came and stayed because of weight. Some women may come and stay because of weight, because she got money. So the women who go to China, intention of getting married with a Chinese man, out of free will. Consider this one because of money, right? They want to get married, money. Number 4, wife taken by someone giving clothes, so poor that she doesn't have a cloth. Somebody give a cloth, then she take it as a wife. So poor that, right? Even such a wife, you cannot have sex, right? Very serious, right? Very serious. So she belongs to her husband, right? Her husband. Wife married by pouring water on the hands of both bride and bridegroom, so at the wedding. So I think that is considered as the traditional wedding, right? Practicing in Myanmar. I don't know other countries. How about other countries? Here, not pouring water, right? So in Myanmar, I'm correct. So the girls and boys have to keep their hand like this. The gentleman who take a man of ceremony, right? And he pour the water. So that is a wedding ceremony, right? That is considered as a tradition, right? How about Malaysia? Do they practice such a one? No. Maybe I need India or somewhere else, right? Another one is wife married by taking up the pet. For the body, she carry on the head. I think this one also maybe traditional custom that follow by Western tradition, right? Then they open the bay, right? Maybe similar to that. Similar to that. So that means any type of wife, right? That belong to another man, you cannot have sex. Number 7, the slave wife. Some people, some boss. So they do not get married, but they consider as a wife, right? Even such a one, the slave wife, right? Another one is servant wife. Even servant wife cannot have sex, right? Number 9, the captive wife. Even the captive wife, right? Recently in the Middle East, right? So there are a lot of captive wives. So actually they belong to them. So if you have sex without consent from them, that's considered as such a misconduct. And the last one, the temporary wife. There are many temporary wife and temporary husband in China, right? So they have market. You can borrow a girl or a boy for temporary. So suppose if the boy borrowed the girl for 10 hours or 1 day, within 1 day you cannot have sex with such a person, right? If you do so, such a misconduct. So you see ownership, right? Within 1 day, so that girl belong to that gentleman, right? Here also, the prostitutes are included in this group. So actually they are also temporary wife, right? So you borrow one night, so within one night you belong to her, right? You belong to her. If somebody have a sex with that prostitute without any consent, or the person who hired earlier, is a sexual misconduct, right? I think moral conduct and ethical conduct, right? It's a very logical, very logical. So all these are, we can call it merit, right? If a man have a sex with any type of wife and any type of women, that is sexual misconduct. As a man, one must avoid having sex with both 10 type of women and 10 type of wife, right? 12 women, 10 type of wife, and the last 2 type of women from the 10 type of women. Very complicated. Now I think you clear, right? You clear. Cannot have sex with the man. Actually, there are many things to discuss, right? There are many things to discuss that doesn't cover by the suttas, right? So I think we have to look at from the ethical point of view, right? Ethical point of view. Any question? Okay. Can somebody hold the microphone here? Because Sandra have to walk. Walking exercise.
Yeah, Bhante, under the suttas, is there any sutta which say a Buddhist householder can marry how many legally, morally correct wives? Like Islam can marry 4, right? But in Buddhism, is there any sutta they say that a man can only marry 1 properly married wife or more?
Very good question. I think very beautiful question. Actually, there is no sutta that talk about whether get married 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So actually, getting married and having wedding ceremony, all these are considered as a secular one, not religious one, according to Buddhism. Actually, one of the beauty of Buddhism is that later I will show many beauty of Buddhism. So one of the beauty of Buddhism is that we do not manipulate or we do not control secular affairs regarding with the politics. So we consider as a secular one. And wedding ceremony, we consider as a secular affair. Nothing to do with. So for that reason, the Buddhist monks are not allowed to conduct wedding ceremony. If you conduct, you're breaking with your rules. So I think you can look at in the Sila Pali, Brahmajala Sutta. It's clearly said that the Buddhist monks not allowed to conduct or officiate, right? Wedding ceremony. So we consider as a secular affairs. So and for that reason, in the modern time, right, it is in line with the modern concept. So the Buddha foresee, right? So regarding with getting married with the 1 or 2, the Buddha doesn't say, right? The Buddha just say kāmesumicchācāra, practicing wrongly in sensual pleasures. So that means if you get married to women, it's not fair, right? You are practicing an ethical way between 2 women, right? But the Buddha didn't say whether 1 or 2. Because at the time of the Buddha, many kings, right? They have a lot of wives. Many kings, they have a lot of wives. So later I will show, later we will study, the example Kappe in other time of the Buddha. So I think it's very important. So when I was young, I think that if we have one hall to celebrate wedding ceremony, and we will get a lot of fun. But now, after I read and after I ponder upon, I think not right to have a wedding hall, right? Wedding hall. So I think it is breaking with the rules. So the wedding and getting married, all these are considered as secular. You can decide yourself, right? Nothing to do with the Buddhism. So what the Buddha says is, if you practice in a wrong way, an ethical way to enjoy sensual pleasures, right? So that is wrong. That is wrong. So if you are a decent person, even by speech, you will not commit, right? Actually, speaking is very easy. I love you, right? I want to get married, right? Very easy. But we need to control, right? If you can control your speech, I think it's very, you're gentleman, right? You're gentleman. We as a women, gentle women, right? So I think that the ethical conduct, right? There's no soda that talk about getting married, one or two, right?
Hearing what you say, I think Buddhism is the principle behind Buddhism is very beautiful, because everything is premised on sexual misconduct, but I do not lock you in by saying that you can have 4 wives, and then or some other religion, man and woman, you're bound together, the house of the Lord, whatever, you can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, it is still back to basic moral conduct. And Sila. So it's very beautiful. It's really catch all. It captures everything.
Of course,
and it's still very much in line with the Sila, Dana, and Bhavana, leading on the Noble Eightfold Path. So I can see the comprehensiveness is a very beautiful system. Yeah. Very comprehensive.
Yeah. Next month, there will be a Dhamma talk by Sylvia Bay, connecting Dhamma talks. So now we are trying to connect the Dhamma talks. So if you just study one soda, not enough. So we need to connect all these soda, different soda, right? So I think at the end of the class, I hope that you can you are able to connect all these Dhamma talks. So in this way, you will have a full picture of the Buddhist teachings, right? Buddhist teachings. Okay. Any question? Okay. So result of sexual misconduct, so that is mentioned in Docharita Sutta. If sexual misconduct repeatedly pursued and developed and cultivated, is conducive to awful planes. Let me continue regarding with the politics, right? Even we cannot go to see national parade. If we go and see, how you call it national parade? National Day Parade, right? It's very popular right now. Many people go there and see, right? It's wonderful, right? As a Buddhist monks. So if we go and see, that is breaking winner rules. So there is one winner rules, right? Very detailed, very detailed. So I want you to read Brahmajala Sutta and Samanyaphala Sutta. So if you read 2 Sutta, you will know Buddhist concept of morality. It's for monks, religious person, right? Not for lay devotees, right? Lay devotees. So regarding with the politics, so we are not supposed to interfere. So we are very neutral, right? Very neutral. So it is considered as a secular affair. We do not control. Buddhism do not control. For that reason, Buddhism is very weak. For that reason, many religions, they control wedding ceremony. Wedding ceremony is very important for a man's life, right? A life. They control it. And they control, how to say that, when a baby was born, right? So they do it, they perform rites and rituals. They control, even at the beginning of life, right? And they control politics. But politics, they cannot control right now. They begin to realize they are controlling wedding. So if their follower do not get married in their temple, in their religious places, it's not official, right? It's not official. For that reason, the people in the West, so they are getting, they became mature. So they educated. For that reason, they trying to, change all these systems. But these systems are deeply rooted in the society. For that reason, it's not really easy to change, right? Even the gay marriage and same-sex marriage, not really easy to change, right? But this one I will discuss next week, because I still need to collect some information. So I think for that reason, Buddhism is not very powerful. Buddhism is not very powerful. It is individualistic, right? Individualistic. But if you know the real beauty of all these roots, right? I think you will find it valuable. You find it valuable. So this
Buddhism gives you a lot of freedom,
a lot of freedom. Yeah.
provided you know how to interpret the teachings based on Sila.
Yeah. A lot of freedom. Even Nibbana is called liberation, right? Freedom, right? Sometimes Vimodhi. Vimodhi is translated as the liberation or freedom, right? Or deliverance. Very beautiful, right? So we are tied to negative emotions. So if we already remove all these negative emotions, we are liberated. We are free, right? You are free. So here, so if you repeatedly pursue sexual misconduct, so it conduces to awful planes. But for those who are born as a human being, sexual misconduct at minimum conduces to enmity and rivalry, even in this life, right? So after having sexual misconduct in this life, next life, you will have it, right? You will have. Abstaining from sexual misconduct. So this is for lay devotees. Having abandoned sexual misconduct, he abstained from sexual misconduct. He does not have sexual relations with the women who are protected by their mother, father, etc. Right? Actually, no different, right? Just abstaining from it. So today I want to learn about Nakula Pita and Nakula Mata, right? So they are the role model for Buddhist couple, role model for the Buddhist couple. So in this sutta, page number chapter 4, sutta number 55, page number 445. The name of the sutta is Samajjivi, same in living, right? Not living together, same in living. So actually, Nakula Pita and Nakula Mata, the father and mother of Nakula, right? So if we say Lee Kuan Yew, you can say that the father of Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, right? Like this, right? So he is father and mother of Nakula. So Nakula Pita and Nakula Matas are very close to the Buddha. So according to commentary, so they have been father and mother for many lives, right? As a father, 500. So as a uncle, as a auntie, as a grandfather, grandmother, 500 years. So many years. So they are the father and mother of the Buddha. For that reason, they have a very close connection with the Buddha because of their previous rebirth, right? So when the Buddha visit Sansumaragiri, as soon as they saw the Buddha, they consider as their son. So they approach to the Buddha, my son, where have you been? we have been waiting for a long time. The first sight, right? The first sight. Because they have been father and mother for many years, right? For that reason. So Nakula Pita said that to the Buddha, Bhante, since I was young, when the younger Nakula mother was given to me in marriage, so that me arranged marriage, right? I do not recall ever transgressing against her, even in thought, much less by deed, right? So they are a good example for Buddhists, right? No transgression against each other, right? Even in thought. And he said that we wish, Bhante, to see one another not only in this present life, but also in future lives. So if we look at from the Nibbana point of view, so that is, they are wishing to have more samsara, right? More samsara. The Buddha is not blaming, because different level, right? So we need to understand different level. Don't forget, we have two types of purity, right? Two types of purity. The purity for lay devotees, the purity for monks, right? Not only monks, for high advanced Buddhists, right? Advanced Buddhists. Not only in this present life, but also in future life. So the housewife, Nakula Mata, in time said to the Blessed One, the same thing, right? Since they are young, they get married, they do not transgress each other, even in thought, right? So that means they left each other, they went to see each other. So the Buddha visit their house, that show, right, a very closeness with the Buddha and between them, right? The Buddha and between them. So they want to be together in the present life as well as in the future. The Buddha will not say that. Not good to go around samsara. So here, depending on, the maturity of the people, right? The level of the people. So the Buddha will give the Dhamma talk. So I think it's very important to know. Normally, the Buddhists, not only non-believer, but also even the Buddhists, so they do not understand different level of teachings, right? For that reason, they find it difficult to follow the Buddhism. So we have a different time or different level. Then this is what the Buddha said. Householders, if both husband and wife wish to see one another, not only in this present life, but also in future lives, they should have the same faith. So I look at commentaries, no solution. What is faith? Normally, Pali Canon usually mention what is faith. Faith means you have a faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha. enlightenment of the Buddha. That is on the formal description of faith in the Pali Canon. So as a Buddhist, so we must have a faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha, right? Not the Buddha, enlightenment. Under the Bodhi tree, he attained enlightenment, right? Actually, the commentary, they interpret Sabbanyutta. You know Sabbanyutta? It's not correct. Enlightenment, just enlightenment, somebody, right? Understanding. So we must have a faith in the enlightenment of the Buddha. That is called faith, right? But here it's very difficult to interpret in this way. I think we can consider as the same faith. If you are Buddhist, right? Maybe the same faith. If you are Christian, the same faith, right? But if two people get married from different faith, it's a little bit difficult, not a little bit, very difficult to get along with, right? And in Singapore, you see a lot, right? It's really truth, right? If two people from different faith get married, not easy. They need to compromise a lot, right? They need to practice patience and understanding. But here, faith maybe I think may not be translated as a faith in the Buddhism. So anyway, of course, if you have the same faith, better, right? The second one, the same virtual behavior. This one is very important. So between husband and wife must have the same virtual behavior. If one is corrupted, right? No virtue, no moral ethic, not likely to get along with, right? Because we must have the same virtual behavior. That's Sila, right? Sila. Both have to practice moral conduct. Even among the Buddhist monk. So if they don't have the same virtual behavior, it's very difficult to get along with, right? Because somebody is not ethical, right? Not following ethical conduct, morality, difficult. The next one, the same generosity. Here, not nomedana. Chaga is generosity. So you have willingness to share, right? Willingly share. The same generosity, right? Between wife and husband, and wife is very generous. The man is stingy. There will be a lot of problem, right? Sometimes the wife very stingy, the man very generous, right? Sometimes there will be a lot of crash, right? You must have the same generosity. And number 4, the same wisdom. I think it's important to have wisdom, right? Intelligence among the wife and husband. For that reason, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew trying to promote, right? To get married among the equal level, right? The degree holder and degree holder get married. Intelligent men and intelligent women get married, right? He promote, right? Even openly promote. So that's very important. This one, right? The same wisdom, the same intelligence, the same level. Because if you get married with a very low educated person, there will be a lot of misunderstanding, right? Misunderstanding, very important, right? So if somebody, the Buddha said that, if they have to follow, right? They have to develop these 4 qualities, then they will see one another, not only in this present life, but also in future lives, right? Future lives. I think this is very important. This morning I visit one of the transferring of the merit. Burmese gentleman, he get married with a Japanese girl. So actually they are honestly well educated. So when they get married, so her parents do not agree their marriage. For that reason, they do not contact with that Japanese lady. But they love each other, and they are well educated, and they live they're living in Singapore. So I heard that their relationship until they die. The Burmese man, he died 87. So before he died, he has a lot of health problem. So Japanese lady look after him with the full of love, right? Full of love. That means even though the parent does not agree their marriage, so they love each other. They have equal wisdom. I think they have the equal generosity and faith, and also virtual behavior. For that reason, their marriage lasts long, lovingly, right? Lovingly. So I think that it's important to have equal, right? Equal wisdom. So the Buddha is not talking about regarding with the class, right? Just talk about wisdom, right? Wherever you are, must have equal wisdom, right? Equal wisdom. So this is the story of Nakula Mada, Nakula Pita, right? So they are example, right? Example couple for the Buddhist. So they are, they are virtuous, right? Then regarding with the Nandamata, I want you to read one of the sutta. Chapter 6, sutta number 16. That talk about their relationship, right? Their relationship. So I think at the time, Nakula Pita, the husband, seriously ill. So by that time, Nakula Mata, the housewife, is talking to the Nakula Pita. Do not die full of concern. Seriously ill, right? Do not die full of concern. How so? To die full of concern and full of worry is painful. To die full of concern has been criticized by the Blessed One. Don't die with the full of worry and full of concern, right? Because we have to leave this world one day. So if you are living full of worry and full of concern, very terrible, right? Very painful. So now Nakula Mara is giving suggestion, right? Because since they have been living for a long time, they know each other. And she said that you may be thinking that if I die, Nakula Mata won't be able to support our children and maintain the household. Don't think in this way. I have been learning woven. I have learned woven cotton and knotting wool, right? So she can maintain her household, she can support her children, right? Another one is, you may be thinking that Nakula Mata will take another husband. Don't think in this way, she said that. So that for the last 60 years, 16, right? 16. The last 16 years, we have let the lay person celebrate life. Even though they get married, for the last 16 years, they do not have such a misconduct. So they they practice celibacy, right? They practice celibacy. So I think that that is also very important. I think very important. Therefore, householder, do not worry, right? So I will not get married with another man. And you might think that if I die, Nakula Mata all want to see the Blessed One and Sangha of Bhikkhus. Don't think in this way. I will be even keener to see the Buddha and Sangha. Number 3, right? The number 4, Nakula Mata does not fulfill virtual behavior. Sila, right? Don't think in this way, I will follow, right? If I do not know, I will ask the Buddha. Number 5, Nakula Mata does not obtain internal serenity of mind. Samatha, right? Samadhi. So Nakula Mata said that, don't think in this way, I have internal serenity of the mind. So that means she's meditating, right? Meditating. Another one is the last one is that Nakula Mata has not attained a foothold, a firm stand, assurance in this Dharma and discipline. She has not crossed over doubt, gotten rid of bewilderment, attained self-confidence, and became independent of the others in the teacher's teachings. That means Nakula Mata is not Sotapanna yet, right? So Nakula Mata said that, no, don't think in this way. And she has a firm stand in the sasana. That means she became Sotapanna, right? She became Sotapanna. So as soon as she talked about 6 things to the Nakula Bida, he recovered from that illness, right? She recovered from that illness. The mind is very powerful, right? Mind is very powerful. Now no worry, no concern. So later, Nakula Pita go to the monasteries and met with the Buddha and talk about this. The Buddha said that you are very lucky to have such a life partner, right? Such a life partner. So if we look at all these suttas, we can understand that, right? They are very example couple, right? Example couple. They love each other. The reason is they have 4 qualities, right? 4 qualities. So here, it is interesting that Nakula Pita and Nakula Mata, they have been leading a celibate life for 60 years, last 60 years. So that means they already owe, right? They already owe. They willingly give birth, right? Their sensuality, right? Leading a celibate life. So actually, what we have learned is for lay devotees, right? Now we are going to learn for monks. There's a different level, another level, right? I just want to compare all these ones, right? Very important. Having abandoned in celibacy, he lead the holy life of celibacy. It's from Samanyaphala Sutta. The Buddha is talking about a monk, right? A monk. And morality for monks. He dwells aloof from women and abstain from vulgar practice of sexual intercourse. So as a Buddhist monk, so we have to totally refrain from sexual activities, right? Not only sexual intercourse, but also have to dwell aloof, right? Far away from women. So that is a leading a celibate life, right? So I think we will go in detail next week, right? Next week, together with same-sex marriage or gay marriage. So what is Buddhism talk about this, right? Any question? One question, please. You still need another 3 minutes. One question. Okay. Here. Okay, give it to them.
Bhante, you say a Buddhist monk cannot officiate a marriage
Yeah.
because it's circular. But can he then bless the married couple on their wedding day if they come to the temple?
Yeah, of course, can bless, because we are not officiating wedding ceremony. We bless them to have a long-term relationship, to last their relationship forever, right? We can bless, right? We can bless.
So is therefore okay for the married couple to come to the temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a when normally in our temple, so we have a this service. We bless the newly married couple. Maureen know it. She normally do it. She help a lot. So the newly married couple, they come to temple, and I do not know much about it. The Bhante just blessing or chanting something. Oh, okay. Just like a blessing. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you so much. We'll discuss further discuss next week. Yo vadatam bhavaro manu jesu sakya muni bhagava kata kecho paragato bala viriya samangi Tam sukatam saranatamu raga viragamani jama sokan dhammama sangata mapatikulam madurami mambagunan suvipatan dhammamimam saranatamu yatha jade nama apalamahu chatusu susisu purisayugesu atacha bogala dhammadasade sangamimam saranatamu sadhu. Good night, everyone.